Yo.
And we're back. What are you guys doing?
You know, getting ready for Christmas, man. I'm in the
Christmas shopping.
Christmas. I'm not doing any Christmas shopping. That was been done, but you know.
Really?
Yeah.
And you're an early bird.
I'm pretty good at it.
I like to wait. I like to wait until the last minute. That way nobody can figure out what I'm doing.
The only thing including yourself.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. The only thing I wait till the last minute to do is like stocking stuffer stuff.
Oh, I don't do that at all. So
that's just a bunch of candy
really
and that's candy and lip, gloss stuff, whatever. So
yeah.
Anyway.
Oh goodness.
Hey.
I wrapped up my Christmas shopping about 30 minutes ago, so I think we're good.
Yeah. We got we went and wrapped ours up today. We got a new bed, and I took Shanda to Best Buy because I was going to get her one of them Oura rings.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're really cool, right?
Yeah, yep.
And I thought you could actually get one at Best Buy, and I got to Best Buy, and I asked the lady, I'm like, "Hey, I want one of these deals." She's going to tell you what size, and then I'm going to buy it. And she's like, "Oh yeah, all you can buy is the thing." The ring sizing kit. I was like, well, you got the ring sizing kit on the counter. Why I gotta buy that deal? Me and her had it out at Best Buy. It was a good time. Long story short, did not buy it from Best Buy. I drove my fat ass home and ordered it online. So man, I was mad.
There's worse places to get kicked out of than Best Buy.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything at Best Buy, I don't know if you know this or not, is on Amazon. 1000%. You can just click the button, it's at your house. Yeah. So no reason.
If you put the right address in anyway, right?
Yeah, if you put the right address.
Oh, that's a good one too. Because remember when I said I put the wrong address in when I ordered my digital dash from Car Chains?
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself last night, like, hey, self, it's been a while and that deal still isn't here. I wonder where it's at. And I got on the tracking deal and it said, oh, it's in Earth City. And I'm like, Earth City, that's the last stop before delivery to my old house. Well, turns out I did not fix that. I did not rectify that situation. I screwed it up even more, and it had 2 addresses ago. So it was on its way to Eureka. And Shanda got on there and did wife stuff. She redirected and spent an extra $50 worth of shipping to get it from Eureka to here. So now it won't be here. It was going to be here Tuesday, Christmas Eve. Now it's going to be here Friday.
Hey, so, whatever. As long as it's not lost.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. So
I'll probably end up having to buy another one once it's completely lost in transit, but it's fine.
That's all right. You can buy it at one of those auctions where they sell off everything that got lost in the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun. Anyway, we got some guests tonight.
Special guest night.
We have some guests from the Bucketlist Mob. Initially, I kind of thought this was just going to be us talking about their experience at PRI, but I think we're going to get a little deeper into this than that. So these guys, they're going to get more into it, but it's one of those things where they've been friends for a while, and they decided to pool their collective intelligence and put together something that they can all have fun with.
Yeah, so I've got questions for these guys, so let's go.
You know what? Let's go ahead and bring them on. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike and Mike from the Bucketlist Mob.
Mike and Mike. How's it going?
Hey, I like that collective intelligence there. I think between the 5 of us, we probably got an IQ of like 170, I bet.
You just look at people, Mike's the smart one.
Yes, exactly.
Mike's the handsome one. Mike's the smart one.
Exactly.
Mike's the athletic one. Mike can weld, from what I
heard. And if anything screwed up, it was probably Mike.
Yes, probably so.
Mike did it.
That's clever.
Well, Matt's not here, so we'll just blame it on him.
Yeah, that's true.
There you go.
We'll just blame it on Matt.
That's better.
So how did the Cadillac burnouts go?
Good, man. I mean, really, it was like probably 4 decent working days and a lot of Jack's money.
Yeah.
and we got it running. Yeah, the burnout went great. His single wheel peel kind of sucked, but man, we got the video on the engine, and he's hardly giving it any throttle, and it's just destroying the tires in third gear. So yeah,
I saw the amount of rubber that was left in your shop. That's impressive.
There's a little bit of wheel speed.
Yeah. You guys want 2-something gears?
273.
Yeah, whatever the stock rear gear is in that. What is it? 64.
Yeah,
Cadillac. So yeah, 270 something highway gear. Single wheel peeler.
We'll do some videos. So we if it was daylight, we were going to go down to the funeral home down the road and do some donuts with it. But
So have you Lincoln locked it yet? Has that been done or?
no, not yet.
No.
But at the end of the video, you could hear Jack saying, "I think we got some welding to do." So yeah. I'm not sure
like the
even
right
what
thing.
size rear end they put in those things. You know what I mean? I don't even know if you can get gear sets for them or anything.
He said that it has a dropout center section in it. So if that's the case, if it's a GM rear end that has a dropout center section like a 9-inch, I think it's a 10.5 bolt or 10.5-inch ring gear. I'm not 100% sure on it, but hopefully somebody out there makes a limited slip or a locker for it that we can put in there at some point or another.
I said we put a quick change in it like everything else.
I guess we could do that too. I mean, we got enough of them laying around. So
For sure.
So if anybody wants to know anything more on that, check out these guys' YouTube channel, Bucketlist Mob. You guys have done some stuff in the last year. You guys have had some fun. Let's get into let's go ahead and cover, how did this come to be? How did the Bucketlist Mob come to be?
we'll let Big Mike take this one.
Yeah. So it came from several years ago. I was coming back home one night and something felt weird in my chest.
Oh, who's getting
Hold on a
buzzed?
second. And I ended up stopping at the fire department down the road from myself, and the heart rate was like 250 beats a minute. So they took me via squad to the hospital and got my heart rate down, and then monitored me for like 3 days. So I mean, I was feeling like I'm feeling today. I'm sitting around in the hospital in the cardiac section with like a bunch of dying people. You know what I mean? And I was working for a company. I was there for 26 years, and I was traveling all over the world, and I was away from home. Like it was 43%. I did the calculation. 43% of the time I was away from home. And I got 3 daughters. I'm like, I got to make a change. So I'm in the hospital. I'm texting my friends. I'm like, hey, you know, I've got plenty of time to do searches on the internet and look at marketplace and all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm like, hey, you guys,
Typical gearhead stuff.
yeah.
you
I'm
know.
like, you guys down for SEMA? You know, I said, I'm tired of saying I'm going to do that next year. You know what I mean? So we, all of us got together and we went out to Las Vegas for SEMA and had a blast. And then I'm like, okay, what's next? You know, I'm always like, okay, what's next? What's next? What are we doing? What are we checking off? You know what I mean? And the next thing was Bonneville. Me and Jack went. The rest of the guys couldn't go, but Jack and I went. And I'm like, okay, what's next? I'm like, I always wanted to do Drag Week. I've been wanting to do Drag Week for 10 years, you know. So we kind of pooled our resources together and we put together the Fairlane for Drag Week. Dumb of me, but I've as a kid, I always had the Hot Wheels with the 8 stacks. You know what I mean? I'm like, I want a car with mechanical injection, and let's do a drag and drive in one. That's a great idea. So
Let me interject real quick though, because we got to let them know how the Bucketlist Mob came to be. We didn't even tell them that yet. It all started because of a group chat
yep,
from when he was in the hospital.
yeah. So that group chat,
Was titled the Bucketlist Mob.
yep.
And that's how that all came about. He's in the hospital. He's putting together a chat with a group of 4 friends or whatever, like, hey, let's go to SEMA. We just named that group chat the Bucketlist Mob in Facebook Messenger. So
Seems like
that's how the name came about.
Appropriate. Seems like an
Yeah.
appropriate name.
Yep.
And so, like, we were doing this stuff, and we really didn't get serious about like YouTube until after Sick Week.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're like, it was kind of like a thing, you know, when I don't remember what my grandpa's voice sounds like anymore. And I'm like, my grandkids will see what an idiot I am. You know what I mean? If I put this stuff up on YouTube. So that's kind of where that came from. And then after Sick Week, we're like, you know what? Let's take this a little more serious. Let's try and put out a video every week, you know,
See what happens.
and see what happens. So yeah, Bucketlist Mob was a chat group.
Now it's turned into a YouTube page.
Yeah.
And hopefully after this, it'll be a more successful one.
Yeah.
You know, I've said for years that if our group of friends, and it's about the same amount, you have 5 guys. There's probably 5 of us that I think could possibly work together on one project. And I've always said it would be something badass, whatever we would all, but I think we're all, and we might be able to do it now, right now, but 15 years ago when we first started, or I started talking about that,
We would have killed each other.
we're all alphas and we're all individuals. You know what I mean? So I think it would be hard for us to work together and put one, I don't know.
Yeah.
We've tried to do stuff together-ish before, but it's like putting 5 of us in a boat until it's all row the same direction.
Right.
A couple of us are over there eating the paddle. Like we're not even
Yeah. We shouldn't sit here and act like it's all smooth sailing. There's a few speed bumps from time to time.
Sure. Yeah. And but you know, we're guys, you know, we
Right.
can get in a fist fight and you hug it out and you're good.
Exactly.
And never bring it up ever again.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, there's been one
You know
time
it's
that
not gonna show up like 6 months from now. You remember that time when you said?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
There's been a time at our shop years ago that I had a door from my square body Chevy truck that I was about to fling at one of my best friends in the world.
Yep.
Luckily, Fro and another guy was there to stop that from happening. But that's what was happening. I was throwing that door at this guy.
But it was awesome up to that point because we were both standing at the door watching those two scream at each other. and Sean looks over and he goes, "Man, should we do something about this?" And I go, "Nah, they need to get this out of their system for a long time. Let's just let it run for a while." And then about that time, I see Bo change grip on the door that he's sanding down, and I was like, "Okay, now's the time. We got to go."
Time.
I was throwing it. That was going to happen.
Yeah. And you know, it's kind of like it's grown a little bit more. Like at Sick Week, there's a guy that was in front of us in the tech line, and we started talking to him, you know, and we were telling him, you know, what we're doing and stuff. And he's like, we're saying, yeah, we're gonna go to Bonneville, and he goes, man, I've always wanted to go to Bonneville. I'm like, dude, after talking with the dude for 15 minutes, we're like, you go with us, and he's like, seriously? I'm like, yeah. So he flew out and met us out in Bonneville, and now he's part of our group. He came with us to PRI. You know what I mean? His girlfriend still like texts him constantly, make sure we're not burying him out in the desert or something. But who are these guys? Yeah,
he's traveled with us twice now. He's still around. So
yeah, he's still around.
Fine. He's fine.
Yeah.
So
And then
speaking
another
of,
guy that he came up to us at Sick
Yeah,
Week.
there we are. Shout out to Dennis.
Yeah, there's Dennis on the far right in the white shirt.
What's up,
Cool
buddy?
dude, man.
Yes, sir.
So he's down in Tennessee. We're up in Ohio, and then he drove up to PRI. He's going to do. We're going to do the Six Smokies, and he's planning on doing Six Smokies. That's down in Tennessee. And then another guy that like popped in on our lives. He's going through a hard time, and I'm like, hey, why don't you just come with us to Six Smokies? It's in October. You got plenty of time to get your Buick together. So I think he's going to have his Buick ready for. I'm like, hey, do we need to drive down there and do like a weekend thrash? You know what I mean? Go out in the evenings and thrash during the day or something. We'll do it. I don't care. I mean, it's a mental health thing. You know what I mean? And we got another buddy that, you know, I've been acquaintance with him, and he came with us to PRI, and he's like, dude, I needed this. He's like, you don't understand. He said, I'm in a dark place. I needed this, dude. You know, so
Does Fro hang out with you guys all the time that we don't know about? You've said like 6 things now that I think he's said 100 times.
Yep.
Yeah.
it's our age. It's the bald head and the beard thing going on.
Yeah. Shout out.
finally, you guys are outnumbered. Go to hell.
That's right. I got tired of knocking this thing off the rack at the shop, so I started wearing a hat all the time. So,
Speaking of the Fairlane,
yeah,
We had a show earlier when we first started doing video stuff, and we talked about the amount of holes that are punched into these cars.
That's my fault.
There's a few.
How many holes are we looking at here?
The truck is 331. We counted them. The Fairlane, I'm not sure. So, like, what you don't see on the Fairlane is like the underside of the trunk lid is all hole. And
So, like, how much weight does a guy really lose?
it's not really about the weight for me. It's the look. You know
Oh,
what I
really?
mean? Yeah.
If we threw out a number, we'd be lying. We don't know.
I mean, so when I did the Fairlane trunk lid, I held all the chunks that I took out, and it was pretty significant. But I mean, the Fairlane still weighs 3,400 pounds empty. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a big block, but still, it's 3,400 pounds. The truck is 3,100 pounds without the hood.
Yeah.
For some reason, the hood on these F100s are like 6 tons. I think they fill them with concrete. I don't know what. No crap. We took the headers or the side pipes off and the hood, and we lost 115 pounds.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's like, yeah, how's that? And it does. It weighs a metric ton. So the truck is like 3,140 empty with a small block in it.
So I'm gonna just go. We'll just squirrel. We'll run it ADD style.
We like that.
What was your first drag and drive?
2019. So
Drag week.
yeah, drag week in 2019, and it was when I
started at Virginia Motorsports Park.
Yep, and that was the one that started it all. Yep.
Have you went a year not doing one since then?
Yeah, man. We had a hard time in 2020 that virus come around, so they didn't do it, right? And then
I mean, some folk did, didn't they? Not drag week, but
Not drag week. Yeah, I believe there were some drag and drive events that took place. To say which ones, I'm not sure 100%.
So aside from 2020, have you missed any years?
Yeah, we missed 2021 and 2022 because of an engine builder. So I lost. So it was a reputable engine builder, but he sold the business to his number one guy, and that guy ended up like taking. They took him to court over $300,000. He took from different people.
Jeez.
And he took over $8,000 from me, and nothing. He leased the place, he leased the equipment, so he didn't even have any capital that you could squeeze any money out of him. So I kind of mentally had to let that one go in 2021, and then 2022 is when another engine builder, they were supposed to dyno the big block, and I was supposed to be there because it's not just it's mechanical injection. I want to know what it's going to do when it's part throttle too, right? And they said, oh, we dynoed it already. Here's the dyno sheets. And it was like, I didn't even get to see it run, you know what I mean, or idle or nothing. And we thrashed, man. A bunch of people came over, got the engine in the car, started it, and it wouldn't even idle.
One whole bank, a whole side was just dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
Wow.
And this was a day before we were supposed to leave. So it was another one of those last minute thrashes to get it ready for a drag and drive event. And we go to fire it up, and it's just got a whole dead bank, and we had no idea what was causing it at that point. So we had to abort.
Yeah. So rather than waiting after that, I took it to a guy on the other side of Pennsylvania. I mean, it was a 6-hour drive just to get to him, and he specialized in sprint cars. And as soon as he fired it up, he goes, "Man, this thing's tractoring bad." And that's exactly what it sounded like, an old John Deere tractor. Like, and he started filling with the blades and stuff, and he goes, "Oh, we can't get there from here." He said, "You need thinner blades." And so I ordered thinner blades. He put it together, and man, it would idle and drive nice. It just got really bad gas mileage.
Yes. Really bad.
Really bad. No, so 2019, the small block with mechanical injection ran really good on the street and ran like crap on the track. And we had 4 guys in the car. So it was me and Mike, my dad, and Patrick, and towing that trailer. And we got like 6.5 miles to the gallon. It's like, wow, on E85. And
That's not bad.
Like, that's pretty damn good. We'll put the big block.
Yeah.
Never drove anywhere with it. 3.
Yeah. 3
Seems
miles.
about right.
with a
Right, John?
12-gallon tank,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, 12. That's rough. That's
Yeah.
rough.
I
Yeah.
didn't catch that.
12-gallon tank, 3 miles to the gallon. The first 2
Oh
days.
yeah. Yeah, no.
And then I was talking to a guy that had a Volkswagen, and he was like, "You try and lean that thing out when you're driving down the road?" I'm like, "No." So the very next drive, man, I started pulling back on the cutoff, and if I dropped, so I put plenty of gauges on it this time. I can like look at the primary pressure and everything on it, and pull it back, and it'd be running 50 psi on the injectors, and I'd pull it back to the cutoff, and it'd go to 30 and totally smooth out. We got 6.5 miles a gallon again. I was like, yes. It sounds like 6.5. That's horrible. No, not when it's 3.
Yeah.
6.5 is like
Yeah.
twice as good.
That's double. Yeah.
So, yeah, and then we went to go to Drag Week, right in the fair lane.
This year.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we were set to go this year to Drag Week with the Fairlane and the cluster truck
and the Comet.
and the Comet. And we were doing last minute stuff on the Fairlane, and we were getting ready to go through and do fluids. We just started at the front. I'm like, all right, let's drain the motor oil. And we pulled the plug, and it was game over.
No.
At that point, we had a big chunk of metal on the drain plug, and we all looked at each other and stopped and pondered where the hell that came from, and let her back down and pulled a valve cover and discovered a broken rocker. And
Shoo.
we had to abort mission at that point. So now the motor's back out, and we just went to Drag Week with the truck and the Comet.
Yeah,
So now we're doing something different with the motor
yeah,
in the Fairlane.
yeah. We got
Now, you're
some
also-
plans.
You also took the truck to Sick Week,
Yes,
or did you take the truck and the car?
at all. Yeah, the truck and the car both went to Sick Week last year. Yeah,
Yeah, so there you go. I was about to turn around, but you got it already taken care of. Look at you, Johnny on
He's
the
a
spot.
go-getter.
Yeah, overachiever.
Hey, I
Yeah.
told John before we started tonight, I really don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just winging it every time I'm here.
You're nailing it, dude.
it's better to be lucky than good any day.
You just copying off of Narcs? Is that what you're doing?
Kind of, yeah. I just look at what he does and I go, okay, that's where I need to be right there.
He's like, shit, I don't have an Eric, so I'll just do it.
You're one internet failure away from being narcs.
Yeah, so it was so like when we went to Drag Week in the Fairlane, you know, Dad went with us, and Dad's up there, right? He was in the early 70s, and after Drag Week, I'm like, you know what? Dad's never had a hot rod. I'm going to build him a gas or two that he can take. So that's actually him in the drawing. That's him driving the truck. So Mike and Dad drove the truck, and Sick Week and me and Matt drove the Fairlane, and Patrick, and then we were like surprised to find out that they put the truck on the I Survived t-shirt. So that it's all been Cinderella stuff, man. I mean, they used like our Fairlane so they interviewed us for Drag Week in the Fairlane in 2019, like one of 6 cars out of 370 or whatever. You know what I mean? How cool is that? I'm like, the 12-year-old kid in me is like, yes, you know what I
We
mean?
made hot rod.
Yeah, you know, and then they used the Fairlane, only the Fairlane for the announcement for the tracks for 2020, which is like, wow, you know what I mean? It's just Cinderella stuff, man. You know, and the t-shirt, he's actually wearing the t-shirt. And then this year we weren't going to go to Sick Week just because of funding, and it was like they showed professional filmmaker.
Bro is a professional filmmaker.
Whoever Voodoo Cadillac is, that dude's funny. I've watched him before. That dude is funny.
I wish we knew who he was.
That's
I
the
know.
only reason we do live shows now, is just see what he's going to say.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
just do it for him.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. And then when they brought out the track shirts and the truck is on the Georgia Motorsports Park shirt, was like, I guess we got to go. You know what I mean? We're just and nobody else felt like they could go. Mike's like, I'm in. I'm like, all
Yep,
right, it's
I'm
just
in.
me and you
Let's
then.
roll.
So, but then now we convinced Matt. Now Matt's going to go, so he's going to take the Comet. So we'll have 2.
Pretty sure I got him on the hook.
Yeah, I think he's.
Pretty sure I got him hooked. So
So
We,
I think
we-
I think
Go
what
ahead.
John was getting at a while ago, and John, correct me if I'm wrong. you guys have missed drag and drive since your first one, but not by choice, not because you didn't want to go, right?
Right.
Is that what you're getting at, John? I think John's got this. He's got this this deal where once a guy or a gal attends their first drag and drive, everybody just falls in love with them, and they find their way back every year.
I
If
agree.
it's one event or three, it seems
They're
like
a lot like tattoos.
Yeah,
So-
or getting laid.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
once
you
do
get
it
one.
once, you pretty much want to do it all the time.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, not by choice, man. We spent a lot of dang money trying to get cars to drag week those 2 years. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I think to kind of summarize that real quick is 2019 was the first, 2020 was canceled, 2021 got canceled because somebody had what canceled 2020.
Oh, that's right.
Right?
Yeah, I had.
He got sick in 2021, and then 2022 was the engine builder debacle.
That's right.
And so it was sick week of 2024
that we got back.
That was our first one back. Yeah. So it was
Yes.
drag week of 2019, and we didn't
5
get
years,
another
man.
one until sick week of 2024.
Fighting and scrapping every year trying to get to them, and just wasn't
Just
going our
missing.
way.
So what all events have you guys attended? Your drag week, sick week,
And another drag week.
Another
So
drag
we've
week.
done 3 so far.
Yep.
Okay.
We've
You
done
guys
3
haven't
so
done any Rocky Mountains yet? You have any plans on
Not
doing
yet.
anything like that?
No, and I feel kind of bad because I definitely want to do Rocky Mountain Race Week. I want to see those mountains and stuff. And I was kind of like on I think one of the Dragon Driver Pete shows that Matthew was on, and I'm like, dude, looking at the gasser class, I said we can't come there and race against an LS guy that's got a turbo, and so he changed all the gas rules, and I'm like, we'll bring 3, and then it's like, oh no, I can't go this year. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I kind of feel like an ass now. You know what I mean? I am an ass, but I feel like one.
Well, they've made some changes to the gasser, and I think they're putting it out there. They're advertising it more. Trying to get more gassers out there.
They're trying to make gasser
I
stuff.
like what they're doing is so there's no time limit on getting in with and depending on how many boxes you check off on the gasser list, like straight axle, front end high, the blah blah blah, then that makes a difference because
I like that platform.
Yeah,
I agree.
I like that
the way
setup. I do
platform's
too.
done.
Speaking of okay, since we're bouncing around, I got to ask this question. I've never had a gasser. You got your gasser guys. How do you feel about Finnegan changing his front suspension?
Well, there's 2 different points of views here.
No, I get it. No, yeah, I get it. He found a loophole in the rules. I get it. I'm not going to jam the guy. He got approval from Turk before he changed it. You know what I mean? But I kind of feel. I mean, I run an independent front suspension on mine, but mine's stock. I don't have Mustang 2, so I kind of get it. It's not Mustang 2,
Right.
You fight the rules, right? I mean, so
You said there's a loophole or there's that line
yeah.
Right. So I get where he's coming from. I understand it. There's a lot of guys out there that look at that and they go, like, that's not traditional. That's not what.
Do you think you'll see more guys go to something like that to be more competitive? Because he's saying a lot of it was due to safety, right? The car was just, but then he's not the only car running 850 in the gasser. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. I mean, for Christ's sake, 2019 he won, and he ran 850s with a straight axle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get it.
I personally think it was kind of cool because I think he does what every racer does, and he read the rule book and he read between the lines, and he did some innovative stuff that nobody else was doing. And
it happens in every class.
It happens in every form of racing.
People do this.
It happened when I was running go-karts all the time.
Yeah.
So, like, it's just what racers do. So hats off to him for that. I see both sides of it, though. Like, I see the traditional gasser guys going out, it should have a straight axle. I get it. I don't disagree with that, but I also don't mind what he did with it, though, either.
Right.
I think it's cool.
I think
you could tell there's a lot of racers that weren't very cool.
Right. Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It definitely caused some commotion, that's for sure.
Yeah. I feel like I get my fix with the strict gasser classes with Sega. You know what I mean? The Southeast gassers.
Okay.
They're strict on their rules, so I kind of get my fix on that. That's the real gasser guys. You know,
Yeah.
we're drag and drive. Nobody drove a gasser on the street back in the 60s, so
Right.
I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and those Southeast gasser guys, those guys aren't going out and doing drag and drives. I mean, they've got purpose built race cars that are gasser race cars, and that's what they do. So I understand the drivability of that front suspension is probably a lot better than a straight axle. I mean, it's got to be a much more comfortable drive.
Especially the truck. The truck is all over the map. I mean, if you've got my road where I live is horrible, and that truck just darts all over the place. Now on a flat road, you can one finger it, but man, when you're driving up my road,
it cruises down a nice smooth paved highway, real nice. But boy, you get on some backcountry roads and it's a handful. It's like driving an old. I mean, I got a 1931 Model A, and back in the day when I first got that car, it had 4 wide whites with bias ply skinnies on it.
Yeah.
Them things they'll hug road worms like a motorcycle does. It'll pull you all over the place. So them straight axles they're like that sometimes.
Well, if you guys ever visit Mime, Oklahoma, you'll be right at home.
Yeah.
The roads are trash. They're junk.
yeah, it's pretty
Go
bad
to
here.
D Street Northwest / Off-Road Park. Go down there.
And you got-
You really text the flex to your right on that street. So.
Nice.
Yeah,
you guys, you kind of alluded to that being a very competitive deal. When you look at a drag and drive deal, are you more into we want to go if we're going to be competitive, or we just want to go?
Well, to start it off, I think we just wanted to go.
Yeah.
And then you go, and then you have fun, and then you realize
you survive a couple of them.
Okay,
right?
now it's time to do something where we can actually try to be more competitive. So I think every racer's got that competitive bone in their body. So obviously, yeah, we want to go faster. We haven't done it yet, but we want to.
Yeah. For some of us, the competition is just it's a competition just to finish an event. And I guess like you guys finished an event and then said, hey, now I want to go fast. Now I want to be the guy that went the fastest.
Right.
I've only finished one drag and drive event in my own car, and I would be a liar if I said I don't want to be competitive. I'm like, I just want to have fun and just go finish. And no, I don't. I honestly deep down want to go. I don't necessarily think I'm going to go win, but I at least want to be on the podium standing next to John. You know what I mean?
The podium's really cool, but mine are about personal goals.
Yeah.
And if my personal goals land on a podium, that's really cool. If not, and I still accomplish my personal goals, I'm good.
But
it'd be a lot cooler if you were on the podium with them.
Really way cooler.
You did.
Hardware's way cooler.
Yeah. I'm just gonna start making my own and taking it. And oh, what's this? Oh, what I get? Oh.
I survived.
Well, for Sick Week, because the other guys, most of the fastest guy for B-Gas broke, Matt. We were first for B-Gas at Sick Week last year, so that was cool. But then I'm like, we're talking, so we've got some plans. I would see what the rules come out. The new rules for Hot Rod Drag Week come out the next week or so, I think, and see what the rule changes are. But I've got kind of like a big, hairy, audacious goal that I want to build. So the Fairlane's 3,400 pounds. It's too heavy. You know what I mean? It's all about weight. The Matt's car is, I think, was he 3 empty?
Yeah, because he's within 100 pounds of the truck.
Right.
So
I'm like, I've been looking and talking to some people. I think I want to build like a 61-3 Falcon and move up to A gas and run NA. So there's some benefits here. So if I'm 2,600 pounds, if I'm 2,600 pounds and have the horsepower that big block has in it, we can be really competitive with everybody in A gas. So the other thing is, if I move to A gas, I can go to EFI. So I can get rid of the mechanical injection and still have 8 stacks and the coolness, but actually make it a lot more drivable and a lot more tunable. So we've been talking about putting a controller on the Fairlane anyways to monitor things like the drive shaft, speed, and all that, just to be able to tune the car better. And then I think what I want to do is put a blown big block in the Fairlane and move it to AGAS.
So,
we play-
do you guys, do you have a tuner in the group, or a couple of you, or do you just
Nope.
learn as you go, or
Wherever.
Learning.
Well,
Nobody here has done anything with the FI yet.
going to the fuel injection? Okay.
Yeah, nobody's done anything with the FI yet.
None of our
so
stuff
we're
has
all-
EFI.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that being said, like John, we're gonna bounce around, I guess, right? Not on purpose. Do each of you have your own like field? 'Cause like we do, our group of guys, we all have our own like field of. I'm not gonna say expertise. We're just pretty good at stuff most of the time. But
Yeah, I would say that we do. I mean, Mike's definitely a designer. Matt is a great fabricator. I kind of tend to go after the wiring of things. So
His
my OCD
works great for that.
works great
That's
for plumbing
awesome.
and wiring and
yeah.
so on and so forth. Packing trailers, all the things that these guys cannot do properly.
Oh,
So
so
Yeah.
you're the best co-driver then the guy can have.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
You know the
Yeah,
wiring
it's
and you can
just-
pack a trailer. Hell yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Right.
Yep. I mean, like
And a cooler.
in a cooler.
Cooler full. Check.
And he's got like a very specific way he likes the trailer pack and the truck pack. Like Matt started, got his stuff done the sick week and started helping load his stuff, and it's like, stop. Let me do it. I'm like, okay, yeah.
If it's
So-
anything like us, we explain why we're doing it that way and why you're stupid for not doing it this way in the first place.
Oh yeah, I definitely make
Pull
sure
it out.
that
Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
doing
I
it
definitely make sure that everybody understands why they're doing it wrong.
The cooler always goes in last. We all know that. You
Right.
gotta Open
Come
the
on,
door
man.
and reach in the cooler.
This is
That's
packing
elementary.
101.
We're not children.
For sure.
I try to not bitch if I'm getting help at all.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
as long as you're not going to put the cooler in first, because that is a cardinal rule.
That is a no-no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something happens, the first thing we need is a beer.
Exactly.
We got stuck in traffic at Drag Week in 2019, and we're sharing beverages with the cars around us. They weren't even on Drag Week.
I forgot about
Remember
that.
we were waiting
I
for that.
forgot
We were at
about
that bridge.
I forgot
Yeah, we
about
got
that.
out and we're like, pop the thing, and there's cars. Hey, you want one? Yeah.
Just happened to be the most prepared individuals there.
Yep.
That's funny.
It's good times, man. It's and it was hard. It's freaking hard. You guys know that. It's freaking hard. I mean, we tried to just survive Drag Week that first year, made the last pass, and I've got video of it. I should put it in a wrap up or something. Is like
Yeah,
when
we
I'm
should.
pulling up and he's like, dude, he said, you got third for the week in BGAS. I'm like,
What?
what?
How
You know what I mean?
do we pull that off?
Because a couple guys had to take some 20-second ETs. It's like, wow, okay. And I'm like, I'm not even asking Patrick if he wants to go yet. You know what I mean? I'm not asking anybody because you're exhausted by the end of that week. I mean, we had like probably a total of 12 hours sleep that whole week.
Yeah, it was
It was rough.
rough.
Yeah.
Well, and if you guys are anything like us, like we spend 4 or 5 days together, nonstop, constantly in each other's face, and
That's
then
enough.
at the end of that week, we look at each other and go, "Hey, I don't want to hear from you for like a month, man.
Yep.
Don't call, don't cut."
We may say a month, but it's like 22 hours later.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a text. Usually it's just a link to a marketplace find. Like, there you go.
Hey, I was on
Yeah.
the can and I saw this and thought of you, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah,
what
it's
it
definitely not one of those things where we get together and go, "Hey, man, so I totally overreacted." It's more like, "Hey, man, I found this on Marketplace."
Yeah, that's
Right,
That's
yeah.
our apology.
That's the apology.
It's a man apology. I sent
I
you something
figured
on
you-
Marketplace.
I figured you'd like this.
Yeah, we're not going to address the issue. We're just going to move past it.
Yeah. The way men do it. That's how we.
Rub some dirt in it.
Right.
I don't know. I pretty much go. I'm kind of a sis, I guess. I usually apologize if I do something really stupid. Is I kind of
Nah,
Well,
so do I. In all honesty,
sometimes I get fired up and
yep.
get crappy.
So we can throw this in there. We can ask a question on this. So Bo has a curse.
Oh wow.
Bo has what's called instant karma.
Oh God, I thought you were gonna say something else, man. Okay,
Man,
yeah.
Yeah. He's like, all right, go ahead.
You
Keep
make
going.
pills for that now, Bo.
That's actually going away with old age.
What I was thinking.
Okay.
So
as we too, man.
as we got older, it's one of those things where we've all kind of realized where we're at in these relationships with each other. And Bo has reached that point where he has realized that anytime he points out something to me or is a little bit rough towards somebody around him, he usually winds up paying for it about 5 minutes later.
In
So-
what way?
No, it's true. It's true. But I stopped that. Now I apologize immediately, as quick as I can.
He does, and that's the truth.
Okay, real quick story. I don't know if I've ever told this story on this show before.
I don't think we've done it on video.
Okay. A long time ago, I was building a square body, an 82 Chevy short bed, doing air ride stuff, just basic, nothing crazy. And I had the truck on 4 jack stands, no wheels on it, front suspension's out, rear axles out, just on jack stands. And Fro's watching me work on it. He's like, hey man, you want to move those jack stands? And I just turn around and said, man, go sit in the bleachers. That's where you're doing the best job, over there. Just go there and watch. You know what I mean? Like, you're not over here helping me. You're just gonna sit back and just go. Right. And he's like, man, but I'm telling him, like, shut up. So I jump up on the truck, right? On the front frame, and I just start rocking like caveman, right? Trying to make it fall. I'm like, see, dummy, it's not going anywhere. Next day, I'm in the shop by myself, nobody around, underneath the truck, completely underneath the truck. Front jack stand shoot out, truck lands on me, like across my chest.
Whoa.
Yeah. I literally, that's the only time in my life I'm like, well, this is how I go. You know what I mean? This is it, man. Because I'm not getting out of that.
It's been a good run.
So luckily, one of our good friends who's now passed away, he actually come pulling up to the shop about the time I was laying underneath there, just going, man, while I was under here, I wish I had a wire wheel. I could have cleaned that up, I guess. But he came in, and the jack was literally in the perfect position, but it was on the other side of the truck, and he just jacked the truck up and pulled me out. I mean, I had some broken ribs or whatever, but I called Fro immediately and said, hey man, sorry, whatever.
That's the karma bank, man.
And ever since then, I'm pretty quick to apologize.
I call that the karma bank, man. I try and put as many deposits in the karma bank as possible. So that when I needed a withdrawal, I'll be covered. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you look at the first Cadillac video, we yanked it off the jack stands trying to pull the engine out. The friggin' starter wire was still connected.
True.
Yeah, that story's hitting home because I crawled out from underneath the rear end of that thing. They're up there yanking away, and I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and get out from underneath this thing.
Yeah.
And a couple minutes later, it was like, boom, on the floor.
The story would be funnier if you guys knew Chris, the guy who came and saved me, because Chris was a big dude. Like, he was 5'9", 5'10". He was probably tree fitty, 400 maybe. Chris was a big man,
right?
And I remember looking underneath the truck, and I'm like, Chris, I was getting out some yells, and all I see is his ankles and some tennis shoes and his long jean shorts, just scurrying little short steps through that shop, trying to jump over stuff. I'm like, he's gonna fall. He's gonna fall and bust his head open, and I'm gonna die.
Knock himself out. We're both gonna die.
At the time, Warren Sapp was like the biggest NFL star, and I'm like, you were like Warren Sapp running through that shop, jumping over all that crap.
Jesus Christ!
Thank God for Chris.
Yeah.
It's weird that you've only had the one near-death experience.
Oh, that's the worst one. I've had several.
Oh,
that's
okay.
like,
I was gonna say, I've had multiples of those.
Hey, Voodoo points something out.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Where were you after I left that night, Fro? What happened?
I went to the bleachers. I went outside and I sat by myself, and I thought about the problems I had created, and I thought about the things I'd done wrong.
I haven't used the bleacher comment to anybody since then.
You went and read a magazine about where the jack stands go.
Oh, apologize.
Right. Watch it.
I'll send you a
We'll
good
say right
marketplace
now, we
later.
want no part of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Mike's
All right,
actually
so you guys go ahead.
Mike's probably more safety than me. He's like, get these jack stands underneath here. I'm like, it's fine where it's at. No. I'm like, all right.
Some say safety first, some say safety third.
I
We
got
at
all say
least keep it in the
safety
top
third,
10.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. I've got a shirt that says safety third on it, and I wore it at Sick Week. Got a lot of comments on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys talked about you're going to be doing the Six Smokies. I brought up the graphic earlier, but I'll bring it up again.
Yes, sir.
So this is going to be like a heavy gasser thing going on with it, correct?
Hopefully,
They're trying to get 50 gassers.
that's the goal.
And
How
you
cool
plan
would
to
it
be
be?
3 of those?
Oh yeah, it could. How cool would it be to be rolling down through Nashville with gassers? You know what I mean? Rolling through Tail of the Dragon with gassers. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm 100%. That's what we were going to concentrate 100% on, making sure we were there. And then like Sick Week came up, and then I'm like, we should do some more. It left a big gap between Sick Week and Six Smokies because Six Smokies in October. And we got a big gap of stuff, so we're going to actually sit down with a calendar and go, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. And we decided, I think we're going to do a heads up hustle because it's more of a weekend thing. It's some of us don't have a bunch of vacation. The cool thing about where we work together is as our boss, essentially we have unlimited vacation, but he'll pay you for a certain amount. You know what I mean? So if you got stuff you want to do, which I use up, plus I'm like, yeah, I'll take unpaid this week because I want to do this. You know what I mean? You can always make more money. You can't make more time, you know?
That's the truth.
That is the truth.
So
That's a hell of a statement when you get to a certain point in your life and you start to realize how accurate that statement really is.
yeah, and people say, "Oh, that's your midlife crisis." It's not a midlife crisis, dude. It's a realization that you're on the other side of that hill, and I don't want to say you've wasted it, but you've not thought about it until now, right? It's not a midlife crisis. It's a recognition of the amount of time you got left and try and make the most of it.
Right.
That's discounting it, I think. When somebody says, midlife crisis, that's discounting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we're 10 years apart, so there's no midlife here. He's old.
I'm old.
So, yeah.
Old Mike.
Big old Mike.
Big old Mike.
I mean, I started realizing it when you're like, okay, when you're 40, you're like, I might make it to 80, right? You're about halfway there.
Yeah.
When
exactly.
you're 45, you're like, you ain't making it to 90. You know what I mean?
With my level of income and what they're doing these days, I could just be 125, 130.
Yeah. Not first or last.
Oh, dude, we quote that so much in the group. You know what I mean?
It's such a great movie.
Oh, such good stuff.
So many good one-liners.
I just watched one of our videos the other day where we're working on they're working on the truck, like where the intake manifold's off. And then one of them was like, I got to tell you something about the Mike Honcho. My name Mike Honcho. I spread my butt cheeks and everything. Oh, that's hilarious, man. My dad's like, hey, we don't talk like that. It's from a movie, Dad. You know?
Dad had no clue. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
We started affectionately referring to my Nova as my Concho a long time ago.
Did you really?
Because it's kind of nasty.
I know.
But who was it? Who was it that
That's
says?
great.
So it's my Concho now, but I plan on putting a nice, decent paint job on it here in the near future. Who was it that recommended the name change to Magic Mike after it was nice? It's gonna go from Mike Honcho to Magic Mike. Was it?
I love Mike Honcho.
Was it Stone Cipher?
It was either Stoney or Aaron Roberts.
Okay.
One of them. Yeah.
That's
awesome.
funny too.
You need to paint a chocolate starfish on the rear valance or something.
Oh, I'm gonna start practicing that airbrushing right now.
No.
Get that
I need a
going.
bumper sticker that says I spread my butt.
Bo's gonna be sitting around with a mirror between his legs trying to figure, does that look right?
How realistic does this look?
my wife's gonna walk in and go again. I'm like, yeah, well, I gotta make it right.
I'm gonna get this down.
I gotta make it right. Kind of a perfect. Matter of fact, get over here and help me with
You're
this.
interrupting my artistic flow.
Oh my
So-
god.
Oh,
I'm gonna jump topics real quick before this
Griggs,
goes
no.
yeah,
below the belt.
Right.
Go ahead.
You guys have obviously a pretty diverse show batch you watch. I've heard the term "bad chatted up." So who taught that up? Who started bad chatting stuff up?
I think it was
I
you.
think it was probably me just making some
Oh man,
sarcastic comment.
Matt was up there hammering on the front of that Cadillac or something, and he come around the corner and he's Matt's bad chatting that
Starts
up.
bad chatting
And I was
that
like,
up.
taking the hammer to some curves.
Nice curves. I mean, I want to, I'm not gonna make fun. Well,
Yeah, I can't hate on the guy too much. It's not my style, but I mean, whatever.
I mean, it's fine.
Do
It's,
your thing.
all publicity is good publicity.
That's right.
What I've always said is the guy's got vision. He's got some fabrication talent.
yeah.
We're gonna
Yeah,
call
I
it.
get it.
Yeah.
But man, I would like to see one of his cars in person. You know what I mean?
I don't know that I would.
Would you?
No,
I mean,
you know,
I don't know.
they can't be good.
I wouldn't hate on him a whole lot, but when he was like running his mouth about I can build 5 cars, anybody can build one. Like, yeah, it kind of shows, dude.
Yeah, there's
You know what I
a
mean?
reason for that.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
go buy a new gun from Hobby Freight every time.
Yeah.
Crank it up.
Yeah.
Much air pressure as I can get.
That's right.
His,
Full send.
His wife is gorgeous.
Oh, she's painting
Really?
now. Yeah. Really? Yeah, he's teaching her how to
Let's
paint
see who
too.
I'm sitting next to, right?
Oh, good God! So you guys are not just into drag racing. You guys, what's the story on this?
That's my wagon. I've had that for cripe. So I had a 63.5 Galaxy, and then I traded it for a Fairlane back in the day, and then I crashed it. And then after that, I was like, you know what? I need to be a responsible adult, and I bought a house and had a family and stuff. And then I had a motorcycle for a while, street bike, and I raced motorcycles, drag bikes for a little while. And like, I need to quit doing this now that I have kids, because that's really dangerous. So I bought that, and then so that's the wagon. We call it, me and the girls. We get our Christmas tree in it every year. We got it this year. We usually decorate it with Christmas lights and drive down the road with it. But she's tired. She needs some love. I mean, I got it out of Huntington Beach, California, so it's not rusty, but it had rust in the drip rails up top from being by the beach, and then it had rust in the bottom of the doors. So I found another wagon and put the doors on it, and then we switched the roof on it. So that one's going to get some love here shortly, and I'm hunting right now for I think I want to put a Coyote in it just so that it's fuel injected and I can just drive. I can turn a key and go anywhere in it. I want to change the front suspension, modern front suspension on it. Nothing crazy. I say that.
Right.
But just a Coyote. I was thinking Godzilla, but that's pretty pricey. I think I can do a Coyote better. And then just so I can drive it like I drive my daily driver. You know what I mean? And then if the girls want, because all my girls my youngest is now 17, so they can take it out whenever they want to. You know what I mean? And it's safe. It'll stop and it'll go.
But let's not forget, we're literally like 2 beers away from turning that thing into like an 8-second drag and drive car. That will haul 7 people, because that's what we like to do. We just we heard different builds every other day. Like, what if we did this? That'd be cool.
I heard nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Coyote swap, modern fuel injection, custom front suspension. I don't know, like, how do you package up nothing crazy with Coyote swap, custom suspension?
I guess it only gets crazy when you throw a couple turbos on it.
Oh, okay. So turbos is what makes stuff crazy.
There you go.
We're well below crazy, boys.
Yeah, we are completely irresponsible too.
Right.
Yeah, completely irresponsible. So yeah, the wagon's going to get some love. and so I can drive it. I drove it a bunch, and it just burns a lot of oil. It just runs like crap. You know what I mean? And it has a bunch of old vintage speed parts on it. I'm like, I got other stuff with old vintage speed parts on it. I just want something I can drive. You know, so
it'd be a cool one to make a nice
that
jump in, turn the key, and go type daily driver. It'd be a cool.
It's got air ride on it
Cool car.
already. You know, so. The other one is I don't know if you have any pictures of it. Is the Pinto.
I don't have the Pinto, and there are some vehicles in your stable that I did not throw into this because I'm not sure where you're at as far as making them public.
That makes all of us. We don't know where we're at with any of them either.
Yeah, we're waiting for the chassis shop to open up. A friend of ours has a chassis shop, and we're waiting for it to open up to take the Pinto up so he can do the chassis on it. But it's we're going to start out with that one again. We're just going to do a blow through small block Ford single turbo because we have it now with an iron head small block, but no transmission. But it's got 2 hoods in it, all the glass, extra dash, extra suspension parts, full floor, and it's at 17. We weighed it at 1,700 pounds.
shoot.
So, yeah, so we're like, holy mackerel. We get aluminum headed small block in it with a power glide or something, and we can keep it all steel and probably be under 2,100 pounds empty. Just so we're like, it ain't gonna take much to make that thing fly.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're like, just let's sneak up on it. Let's not go crazy. Let's just do a blow through carb, try and get like 700 horse or something, and see what it does. So
Plus, it'll be a good way to introduce us all to turbos because none of us have messed with turbos yet.
Right.
So we've also not messed with fuel injection. So probably not a bad idea to just start with a blow through carburetor and a single turbo and get our feet wet with that. And then
I've
once
run-
we get everything
I've run a blow through carburetor on small block Ford before, single turbo deal, and
Yep.
I just bought a new carburetor and I sent it to CSU.
Yep.
Because I didn't know, I wasn't about to chance it. So CSU let them build car, bring it back, and it was money pretty much. I mean, I have to change anything. Pretty easy deal.
Yeah, what kind of horsepower did you
Don't
have?
know because I kept on blowing it up.
Yeah, you'll have that.
It'll split in half.
You'll have that.
Yeah.
I never knew. Don't know.
Yeah. So we've got that, and then we're gonna start fiddling around with the NASCAR. I think a little bit. We bought a NASCAR chassis, and then ran the numbers on it. It was Jeff Bodine's car from 2016, and so we're gonna find like maybe a C3 or a D3 Ford Roush engine, and we're gonna. I was talking to Aaron Brown at the garage shop. We usually run into him everywhere. Everywhere we go, we run into that guy. He says, I got the transmission for you. He said, I got a bunch of stuff for you. Just come on down anytime. And he runs a Taurus NASCAR and land speed stuff. So he says, I'll set you up with the right gear ratios and everything. And you can look at my car and see exactly what we did for aerodynamics and be that much further ahead. So we've had it running before. Matt's driven the NASCAR up and down the street a few times. And then we pulled the transmission for something else. But we wanted to take it down through the local drive-through. Just to go through the drive-through with a NASCAR would be epic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to go through and pick myself up a case of Busch Light or something. You know what I mean? Pick up some stones, man, some Keystones.
Some Busch Light and a pack of Winstons.
Yeah.
Even though none of us
nobody smokes.
just got to do it.
You just got to do it, man.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's
So,
all
hopefully we're gonna go do some land speed racing with the NASCAR, and then we've talked about like why not just when we're done doing land speed racing, we'll just switch up the suspension and go road race it. We live in Ohio. There's a awesome road course, Mid Ohio racetrack that's literally a half hour away from our house. It'd be cool to just go do some fun road racing with it.
And they have classes, so you can take a class and bring your car down. You know what I mean? I don't know if they'd let us do the NASCAR, but that'd be pretty cool. You know, I mean, we picked up the stuff the right way. Like I stole that thing just about, and then like I found the brakes for it a guy in Southern Ohio had it, and he had the calipers listed for $50. And I was like, well, I'll take them. He goes, I got some rotors and stuff too. Do you want those? You can have those for free. I'm like, I'll be there tomorrow morning. You know what I mean? 3.5 hours away, I'm picking up rotors and brakes for it. So it stops and it went. It don't went no more. But you know, to pick up
it can go again.
Yeah, it can go again without much hassle, right? So yeah. We only got so much time left, man. We got to get on it.
Yeah.
Make really bad financial decisions.
That's right.
I feel like
Good
I'm
thing
going.
Mike's not married.
Yeah, I'm not married. That helps. That helps.
I feel like I'm rolling at a snail's pace at this deal. Still waiting on a motor.
Yeah.
Ain't that a bear?
Well, among other things, I got about 1,500 other things I need to do, but you know,
Don't we all?
Yes. So just to wrap things up, to get to the point that we were trying to get to in the first place.
Yeah.
How was your PRI experience?
it was really cool. So we've gone to PRI before, and I think twice before.
Yeah.
Right. And then this time we were invited down to Nikki Blaine's. We went to Nikki Blaine's the last 2 times too. It's a cigar bourbon bar, man. Freaking loved it. The vibe is awesome.
Super cool place.
Cool vibe. And then we got invited down there by the Havlicks, and we went down there, and then they sat us down in the main area with all the big wigs, the guys with the $250,000 race cars and the fast stuff. You know what I mean? Felt like complete posers. I mean, it
was
felt
pretty
like,
surreal.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. And they're like, the Delta Pack guys, like, we got you, whatever you want. You know what I mean? And
thanks to those guys.
yeah, those guys
Super
were
cool.
awesome. And you know, like Tom Bailey shows up, and I legitimately felt bad. I went over to him because he's sitting on the other side. I'm like, hey, we'll move over there. You know, if he goes, no, he goes, you guys sit there, you're good. You know, like, oh, are you sure? You know, did we take your seats? You know what I mean? But yeah, it was really. I mean, I could have stayed there all friggin' night, just drinking different whiskeys and smoking cigars, and they brought appetizers. And we didn't videotape any of that because we just wanted to be kind of in the moment. So, like in the video, it shows us going there and then coming back. You know what I mean? So
we talk all the time how when we go to an event or we're doing something, we're going to take footage and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
We never do because we all get caught up in it. So, and I'm half-ass okay with that. I don't want to be the person that lives like this, walking around.
I agree.
That bothers me. I hate it when you go to a concert and you see people doing this the whole time.
Yep.
I just, enjoy it. You know,
You got to
get
live
it, though.
in the moment.
Yeah, it's got its positives that, you know, as a memory for a couple weeks later or sharing it. But man, it's not.
Yep, for sure.
I agree. Live in the moment.
If I get super tuned up, I'll take some video and pictures, but that's okay because I'm not going to remember that stuff anyway.
Touche.
I was kind of worried. Like, I get tuned up, I'm going to take some pictures that you guys ain't going to want to see.
Oh, I have them on deck, ready to go.
Oh, look, Dory's drunk again.
I like to say, hey, what's that?
Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
PRI was good, man. It's a lot of walking. Yeah, it's a lot of walking, but it's a cool show, and it's a lot closer than SEMA, and it's a lot more race car stuff than SEMA. So we've been to SEMA a few times as well.
You know, we've talked about the SEMA thing, and I would like to go to SEMA at least once.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where if you've never been, you should go at least once, just like Vegas. If you've never been, you should go.
But SEMA now to what SEMA was 10 years ago or 15 years ago, I think it's a completely different, or however long it's been. It used to have like super quality builds there, and now I kind of like seeing all the jokes and the memes of the crazy stuff that people show up with as full custom builds. And you know, it's the custom 4-link trucks with still have the leaf spring brackets hanging on the frame, like stuff like that, all painted in chrome. Why is that even still there? You know, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of those trucks outside the building. Inside, I mean, I still think there's there's a lot of quality stuff inside. Yeah.
It's both. There's a lot of really cool stuff there. There's a lot of really nice stuff there. Everything's got its place.
Yeah. I mean, you look at some of those cars and they even have like the Phillips head screws all facing the same direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
you will
that kind of stuff. But then you get some hacky stuff too, you know.
The hacky
Which I
stuff's where
can't
me
say
and
much
John.
about.
Yeah, I'd spend all my
Yeah.
day walking through and looking at the hacky stuff, just goofing on.
That's
people.
mine too. I think the Pinto will be the only car with a decent paint job on it.
Probably.
I think we're going to paint the Pinto, have it look pretty. But yeah, the rest of our stuff is all as found on Marketplace.
Well, the truck and the Fairlane were both just too cool to not leave them that way. They
That's
had
true.
such great natural patina to them; it would just be almost a disgrace to change it, in my opinion, at least.
Bluetooth 4x4. We've seen plenty of those trucks with no drive shaft.
Yes,
Yep, for sure.
parking lot crawlers.
Yeah.
You know, I had no intentions on painting my wagon. I was just going to fix a rust spot on the driver's side door, and then
Right.
I blacked out, and 3 months later it was painted. So
This voodoo Cadillac is killing me, bro.
he welds over them and grinds them down. You know?
Oh, it's harsh.
Oh my goodness,
It's harsh.
look what we started.
What else you got, bro?
As far as pictures, I don't really have anything else. The only thing I was really going to get into is Marketplace. Do you guys want to stick around for some Marketplace stuff?
Yeah, let's
Heck
see. Let's see what
do
you
it,
got.
man.
So I'm going to get right into this. I'm not even going to say a word. I'm just going to get right into it.
Perfect. 93.
All right, so who wants to read this deal?
I will read it.
Go for it.
I'm the
Read it.
strongest reader and probably the most sober. Nice OBS. These is no regular 350. Has a LT1 engine. These is a race truck for people who know.
This car is very fast.
How you said you were sober, man? This don't even sound like proper English.
The nitrous kit blows the cold air. I watched the movie Blow last night. I'm brushed up, so I'm good.
Yeah.
You could probably read it in the proper vernacular.
So main point is there's obviously an accent in here and no punctuation whatsoever.
God, not a one.
So
Not a comma, not a period.
nah, I'm looking for trades for a tow truck, or I'm willing to trade for a truck and some money. No BS, please. I'm not responding to no stupid questions or sketchy people. I feel like this was written by a sketchy people.
Yeah, for sure.
He's like, listen, I'm not responding to anybody like me.
I'm meeting people only at the cop station or the bank. Mean title.
All right, so which one of you guys is on your way to go buy this thing?
I mean,
That would be me.
I would legit probably entertain buying this truck.
Let's see the picture.
See it. Boom.
Oh,
These
yes,
are the
sir. I
only
have-
3 pictures available.
Perfect. That's, I mean,
It's like
why
he's
do you
taking a
need any
picture.
more?
It's like he's taking a picture of his girlfriend.
No, here's what the deal is. You're holding your phone, but you got like a cigarello in your hand.
Right.
Like he's got a Black and Mild in his fingers while he's taking it. That's why it's all cocked off to the left.
I've seen pictures before where you can see the smoke in the picture. For
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
No BS, I'm out.
I mean,
I thought it was an OBS. What do you mean no
Yeah.
BS?
it's got the stance, it's got the wheels.
Yeah, that's a
guessing
fine
you
truck.
I'm guessing you can smell the Black and Mild and
Just
black
send
eye
him a
air
message.
fresheners from like a mile away.
Just send him a message. Says, "What's a no BS?"
There's a bottle of Dracar Noir spilled in the back behind the seat.
For
That's
sure. For sure, Dracar in that deal.
Got to be some Christmas tree air fresheners hanging from the rearview mirror.
There's
So-
like
so this-
72 black ices hanging from the rear.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
So who's coming? Who's into this deal for 55?
I mean, those trucks are going for that.
They are.
I like those trucks. It's not a bad.
I mean, didn't it say it was from Arizona?
No,
Thank
Kansas
you.
City.
Oh, Kansas City. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Thank
from,
you.
it's from Kansas City. Also, we're not going to believe a lot of what's in that deal.
I mean, based on the description, I'd say it's worth every dollar.
Yeah. You get it detailed.
I think five's the right. In all seriousness, I think five's the right price for that truck if it runs.
It'll buff
decent.
out.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could jump through the hoops for this guy, but yes, 5 is probably about where it needs to be.
Yeah, you can't be at the top shop,
Yeah.
That's
but you can pick your own bank. Say, man, I can't meet you at the cop shop, but I can go to a bank.
Rob's already out.
Keep my beer in the cooler. Yep.
Stoney's in if he can bring the BS.
I don't know if there's any rust or not. It didn't say in the description. You can't tell.
Yeah, I
Didn't
guess
say in the
that's kind of what I was wondering. Is the frame rotted in half or not?
Yeah, that'd be.
I
That's
mean,
cab corners on those, isn't it? Usually gets going.
Oh, put up
Oh, they-
Voodoo's
They
comment.
gotta be gone.
That's why all the shots are from up high or in the shade.
Yeah.
Cab corners are gone.
casting shadows.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know. From the 3 pictures that's up there, yeah, 5's probably not a bad deal for a run and drive
Yeah.
truck.
We got a winner.
Yeah, it's
a
single
short bed.
cab short bed. So
Uh-oh.
okay, here we
I
go.
read the last one specifically so I wouldn't have to read this one.
Safe bet nobody's reading this whole ad. Okay.
I don't think anybody that wants a 65 Mustang with a 289 has read this whole ad. This guy used far too many words. He put the VIN in there. He's got his mother's maiden name, social security number.
The town his dad was born in.
So here's the deal. How it really goes on Marketplace is you look at the picture first, then if you're interested, then you read it. So
Yeah.
Right.
That's exactly it.
He has driven it around town in Oklahoma a few times. It's a nice cruiser. Comes with extra pieces and a fuel pump and brake
Quarter-
cylinders, new tires, has a VIN. Please just ask any questions.
Right.
12.9,
Only
I can't imagine the question comes up. So
65 Mustang, 12.9.
I think the first question should be, is this still available?
And, yeah,
That's the first
Right.
question. Let's get that out of the way right off the bat.
yeah.
And do you take any trades?
Right. You trade for a Schwinn. Once again, looks like a decent car from the pictures.
Yeah.
Looks like a $13,000 Mustang to me.
Yeah.
Rob's in for 5 cases of beer.
5 cases of beer.
if the racing stripes are painted on, I'm out.
You
If
wanna
they're
take them
painted on?
off, yeah, you want to take them off.
You got to peel them deals off.
Yeah, if they come off.
Although that is Ohio State colors, you can probably sell that in Columbus.
To the right guy.
Listen,
That's-
I love custom
me.
paint stuff and adding touches to your own car. But man, when you go to sell something, you've done what you want to do to it like that. That kind of hurts
Yep.
you sometimes.
Like paint lace on your roof.
No, that's badass.
That is. I agree.
The guy who did that's awesome. Just to
The guy who did that is awesome.
And the
He's got
guy
weird
you're selling that to is wearing Vans and Dickie shorts. Tall socks.
Yeah, not
Jimmy's
too
throwing in half roll of header tape with that
Oh, jeez.
5 cases of beer.
I think he's got it. I think he just won the bet.
No, it seems like a nice car.
It does seem like a nice car.
I feel like it's a nice car. If we could put some padding in them seats and recover them, we
Right.
could just drive this deal around.
Yeah.
6,900.
6,900 from Bentonville Lunar.
Okay.
Man,
Yeah, I don't know what something like that's going for, but I
I
guess clean car. I mean, 13 don't seem unreasonable. I guess.
Nah, seems about right.
yeah. It's fun to find well-priced cars, like ones that people aren't completely.
It is
goofy
fun,
with.
but I don't think it's really easy to find the well-priced cars.
No,
You're right, Voodoo. You're right.
Yeah, there's definitely Bondo,
Yeah.
but where's there not?
Yeah.
Said
Yeah.
new quarters on it, didn't it?
Like,
Yeah.
you find one of those deals that don't have any, and they're not in our tax bracket. Come on,
Right.
and they're
Where's
not
the
on
Located
marketplace.
again?
Missouri.
Missouri.
Yeah,
Springfield. We can have Goodman go look at it. He lives there.
It's true.
Sony, you can ask whatever you want, brother.
One of you guys in the market for a Mustang or what?
No.
Gotcha.
Straight up Chevy guys over here.
That's
I'm still a Ford guy.
yeah. Not
Until
like
I-
I got one.
Until I experience a big block Chevy life, I'm still a Ford guy.
There you go.
Doherty would have wound up with a Chevy anyway, but I do believe that the Nova was purchased by accident.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I meant to do that.
Shoo, that's cool.
Hey, there we go.
I kind of like that.
We figured this was going to work for you guys.
And I've
Yeah,
said this
you know what?
before.
The ass
That's
end
what
is too high. It's too street freakish. It needs to come down like 4 inches in the front and 4 inches in the back, probably.
Yeah.
For
But I
who's
like
my-
Street freakish. I like that term.
Yeah, exactly. The wheels are garbage. The paint is kind of cool.
Paint is kind of cool from this.
I thought I heard Bad Chad chime in there and say the wheels are garbage.
Garbage. They're garbage. Let me tell you something.
New set of wheels would totally change the look of that curve.
Oh, you just started something, just to let you know.
Oh, yeah.
Oops.
That's sticking.
Oops.
Oh,
That's like syphilis.
So this guy is a man of few words. He
That's the
just
entire
copied-
description.
Yeah, that's the entire shirt. That's the whole damn thing.
All right.
including all of the pictures.
Yeah, that's 100% of the pictures and the words that this guy put online to try to sell this deal.
Well, I feel like that thing sells itself, honestly.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Okay, so that's
I'm
why.
with him. I think it's just gonna. Yeah.
And you can poke your headers right out them fender wells because
Yes,
there's
you can.
plenty
yeah,
of
you
room.
can. There's plenty of room there.
Yeah.
I've never been like a big gasser guy. What truck was it that we saw not too long ago, guys? That I changed my mind completely. Do you remember, Fro or John?
I'm trying to think.
Chevy?
It was man. I'm struggling right
truck?
now. It
Where
a
was it
truck.
at?
I don't know. There was pictures of it though. I don't know if we sent. I'll check my phone.
Okay.
Are we together?
Most of us have memory problems,
Yeah.
It's
but yeah, I think this car's probably
What
worth
are you
58.
What?
So if it's been up there for that long, does somebody be like, hey, here's my $4,000.
Right.
Can you come get my straight axle Rambler
Yeah. How long is it? Oh, 20
and drop
weeks ago?
and drop
Yeah.
a big block Chevy in it?
It's probably already sold. He forgot to take it off.
Oh, I like messaging those guys.
that
repeatedly.
sucks too.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
You get all excited. You're like, oh, I got to have this. Oh, that's sold 23 weeks ago.
Yep.
No.
The only time it's happened to me, I'm like, I actually have the money to go do this right now. This is no big deal. Hey, I'll take it.
Of
Oh,
course.
sorry, it's been gone for 3 days. We'll take it.
All right, who
then.
wants to message this guy? We got big blocks that we could shove in a Rambler.
It'd be cool.
That'd be cool. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, the good thing is you can jump in on that, and it doesn't matter what motor you put in it because the purist ain't going to have anything to say about it anyway.
Right.
Right. Right.
All right, moving forward.
49 Chevy Deluxe.
Deluxe Coupe. Here she is, boys, ready for you to take home and play with her. She's street legal, 49 Chevy gasser, 358 small block Chevy automatic. Tires are new. She's just ready to go. There apparently was a video on there. We didn't save the video. Would trade for a nice Kawasaki side-by-side or will trade for gold or silver bullion.
What?
He's a prepper.
If it's posted, it's still available.
What?
All right.
I'm so
Message
glad he
ask him
said
if it's
that.
available. That's 20
So-
weeks ago, too.
So glad he said that. I've been looking for a way to get rid of this gold and silver bullion I've had laying around for a while.
You are in luck, sir. You are in luck.
Been trying to get rid of this for a while now. Thank God I found you. $14,000. So that's like two of the good gold bullion.
There you
go.
Tons of pictures on this one.
Okay, it's not as bad. I'm not hating it as much as I thought I was going to.
Right? Yeah.
It's
not bad.
This
I
is
want the
kind of
Rambler.
cool.
It's got the right air of wheels. And what's
I'm jealous.
Front.
I'm jealous of the swing out door bars. Not gonna
Yeah.
lie. That's classy.
Has he got swing outs on it? Yeah.
I've never seen a grump lump on a pre-60s car.
A what?
That hood
The
scoop.
hood scoop, the grump lump.
Gotcha.
I'm curious about the drag radials. Like, is that legal on a gasser?
It shouldn't be, but
Right?
Pie crusts on it would look better.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. Some Tau Cities would definitely change up the looks of that rear end. That's for sure. But I'm not hating on this. I mean, I don't think that I would leave it 100% the way that it is, but
No.
there's a pretty decent foundation there to work with. It looks like
Yeah.
you could tweak that and make it your own.
Bentonville Lunar chiming in with, yeah, this guy listens to Alex Jones. If you don't get that joke, Google Alex Jones.
I'm kind of retarded. Should we edit that out? Should I not?
No, because everybody will get it at that point. No, we can't say
Well, I wanted to help some of the people out that didn't know.
That's awesome.
Anyway,
that.
I'm gonna get in trouble. My wife's can hear this and be pissed. She's gonna
At
say
an hour.
she's gonna
Hey,
say my
here's the
full
deal.
name.
After an hour, pretty sure the only people left listening aren't going to be offended.
That's right.
If you're offended at this point, you should have stopped listening a while ago.
There you go.
Right? You should make better choices.
They're going to be saying that to you guys about your choice of guests.
Right.
Guys, make better choices.
No.
Yeah, we're already there.
Hey, okay, there we go.
Yet another one, highly descriptive and a singular picture.
Really?
I think I need to drive one of these.
I want
just-
to drive one so bad.
I just want to test drive it and see, because when I look at them, I'm like, I'm not really interested. I think it's cool to look at, but I have no desire to drive.
wanna
it.
drive one.
This way, you're more than welcome to drive mine.
See, I think I need to drive one to
Really?
see. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to drive one, and I want to wear the Snoopy fighter pilot helmet and goggles.
With the
Yeah, see, I don't have the T bucket. I got a 31 Model A 2-door sedan. You know, but
Okay.
Ladies.
it's got the vibe of, you know, the old hot rod / rat rod, what
Yeah.
most people would call them.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like a death trap. So yeah, it
It does, dude. It does.
What?
gives you a sense of speed if you're not even really going that fast. So
Yeah, it does.
That's why Big Mike don't like riding in it.
Fucking frightening.
For sure.
I'll watch my language there, but yeah, you go back and look at a couple of the videos. There's one where I've got it on me. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
There's a difference between being okay dying and wanting to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sketch.
It's fun.
That
fun.
video is good because you see both of you guys climb in the car, and Little Mike's as confident as he can possibly be because he's driven this thing 1,000 times before. Big
Yep.
Mike is literally scared he's getting in.
Pretty much hit the nail on the head there. Yep.
And you can see it on their faces as they're getting into the car. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I love it.
I was thinking about my life choices at that point in time.
We all have that one friend you don't want to crawl in the car with.
I think everybody that gets in that passenger seat has that reaction. Yep. But
What
Oh,
we got for cars?
that's it for Marketplace tonight.
All right.
All right.
I had every intention of reading "Twas the Night Before Christmas" at the end of this episode, but we've gone a little long, so I'm not going to be able to pull that off. Guys, I'm glad we got to bring you on the show. This has been a blast. We've kind of joked that you guys don't seem all that dissimilar from what we do. But you guys definitely have a better sense of humor about this stuff than most people that we talk to.
Good. I like that.
Keeps us. If you can't laugh, you're going to cry, right? So just it's an uncomfortable laugh every time.
We have to have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
If I don't get an uncomfortable laugh every once in a while, I make it happen. I'll force that.
Exactly.
There's only one way to keep the room in check.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, this is our last episode before Christmas. So, everybody, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you guys too.
Merry Christmas,
everybody.
Your families. And
Happy New Year. All that good stuff.
Happy New Year. Let's go ahead and close this out the same way we always close it out. Bo, you got anything?
See ya. Nice talking to you guys.
Yep,
Gordy.
you too.
Everybody love everybody.
Mike and Mike.
Bucketlist Mob YouTube channel, man. Like and subscribe and comment and share all that good stuff. Thank you guys for all the support. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys for coming on.
Yep. Take care.
So, yeah.